Hello everyone, my name is Ash Brock and I'm the Visual Effects Supervisor for SCAD Animation Studios' The Last Dungeon, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the behind the scenes of the post-production. The Last Dungeon is a TTRPG inspired short film lit and rendered entirely in Unreal Engine 5.1. Getting started in Unreal was a process that involved copious amounts of research and development. Since I was trained in Maya, I had to get used to the new system. While the master environment was being built, I began lighting other Unreal projects to get a feel of lighting in the real-time engine. I was focusing on how dark I could go without compromising clarity. In all, we have 10 sequences in the film, with each sequence holding various numbers of shots. Consistency is something we are striving for, so instead of viewing each shot as its own entity, we have to consider the bigger picture and make sure it makes sense in context. The first step in creating consistency was the art team establishing color keys that gave us a game plan on how we wanted the colors in the film to look. Communicating with the art team became extremely important to ensure we accomplished the look that they were going for. To help aid in this venture, I began creating documents and putting systems in place. The first document I made was a comprehensive slideshow that had links in the outliner to take the user exactly where they wanted to go. It listed items such as deadlines, deliverables, login information, and other resources lighters might find useful. Then, I noticed that once shots were being viewed, they were getting critiqued for things that weren't lighting. It was decided, if we wanted to get this film done on time, we needed to have a system for distinguishing lighting approval and other department approval. So, I created the flash approval system. First, I established the terms that we were going to use. Once shots are started, they are labeled as in progress, but once they start being critiqued, they have the ability to be moved on to CBB or finalized. In our case, we're using CVB, or could be better, as a way to say lighting is approved, but there is something that's stopping us from moving forward. Finalize means we approve the lighting, and little to no elements that will affect the lighting will be changed. This creates a system where an artist can be assigned a shot, it gets put into full critique for a week, and if it passes the CVB during the week, it gets moved on to the flash approval system. There, any shots from the previous week and any new CVB will be reviewed and will be decided upon whether it stays CVB or moved on to compositing. Now, compositing is where we really begin to fill the gap between Unreal and traditional film pipelines. We did tests by pulling the depth and motion vector passes from each frame so that we could better control them in Nuke. But we realized that it worked better to use the depth of field and motion blur that was native to the engine rather than manipulating it in other softwares. It was important to us to push the visuals as far as we could, as we were going for kind of a 80s anamorphic film lens look. So one of our head compositors, Drew Daly, made a Nuke template that utilized lens distortion, bloom, chromatic aberration, and film grain. This film could not have been done without everyone giving it their all. I'm very appreciative of the lighting and rendering team, and I hope that you all enjoy the product of our blood, sweat, and tears. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy The Last Dungeon.